We got picked up by a trucker right away on Highway 41. Soon, we were out of the state, always a good thing if you're a runaway. We stopped at a truck stop somewhere in Illinois. The trucker bought us all lunch. At first he seemed okay, but after lunch he said something about DOT rules. Too many people in the truck. Sounded reasonable to us, but looking back, I remember questioning the DOT thing and wondering if he was fucking with me. As usual, I did not say anything. He said he didn't want us to have to hitchhike anymore, that he could arrange for a ride for us all the way to Florida, my friends and me, but we would have to separate. He looked straight at me and said, "You're the most experienced, so why don't you stay with me? The other two can go in the other truck. Gotta follow the DOT rules so we can get you all to Florida. Isn't that where y'all want to go, Florida?" Tammy and Monica left my truck and got into another. I stayed and crawled in the back to take a nap, another suggestion of the trucker. "It's gonna be a long ride. Might as well get some sleep now. Then you can keep me company during the night, because we're gonna pull an all-nighter in order to get us to our destination on time." No sooner did he stop the truck than he crawled in the back where I was laying like a deer in headlights. No sooner did he crawl in back than he crammed his hand in my crotch, pinning me to the bed. I had been sleeping, so it took a bit for me to get my bearings, but no sooner did I get my bearings than he tore off my shirt. He shoved his hand further up my crotch, into my vagina. Startled and shocked, I didn't move. Goddamn freeze. He ripped up my pants and took them off, and he pushed his penis into me so hard and so fast that it shot burning fire up my pelvis. His penis was a sword, stiff and swift in its movement. It had me pinned. I was pinned to the bed by his dick. I didn't move 1 inch. I lay stiff as a board, not even frightened for my life, at least not at first. The feeling of his penis shoving inside of me is still enmeshed in my mind and printed in my cells, especially the cells of my vagina. I never saw his penis with my eyes, but I could tell you what it looks like, even today. He fucked me over and over until I passed out from the pain of it. My body may have frozen, but not my mind. My anguish was intact. This time, it was clear. I was being raped. While I was passed out, he duct taped my wrists. He drove the truck while I was in the back. When he felt like it, he would stop and do the whole fucking thing all over again. One time, he thrust himself into me. He said, "It's too bad you're not enjoying this as much as me." The second day, I was hungry, and I was hurting, and I was really out of it. I had to go to the bathroom. I didn't say anything, but somehow he seemed to notice, or maybe he just felt guilty. It's probably just that he was hungry. He cut the tape with his knife, and he took me into the truck stop. It was very early in the morning. He said, "You can go to the bathroom, but I'll be waiting right here." He tried to take a long time, but he was impatient and yelled in, "Come on, bitch, hurry up." We sat in a booth way back in the corner, and he ordered food for me. I ate in silence, trying not to look at him, but trying to look at all the other truckers' eyes, wanting to find someone who was open. No one looked normal. No one had soft eyes. No one paid much attention. When I was done with my food, he said, "Let's go." "No," I whispered. "Your friends are waiting in Georgia. I talked to my friend on the CB, and they're wondering where you are. It isn't far. I'll take you, I promise." I had no idea where I was, what city or state or highway. I got back in the truck with him. That's when he hit me for being a fucking cunt. I went from slut, the act of repeatedly spreading your legs and exposing the vagina, to the actual vagina, only the darkest side of the vagina, which is a cunt. As I cried, he softened a bit and said, "I'm better than any person out there, because I could have killed you, and I didn't." A few miles down the road, his muffler blew. Another freak of the universe twist, only I didn't know it was a miracle. It scared me into tears. It was so loud. He got on the CB immediately and called another trucker to come and pick me up. Said he couldn't have me in the cab if the police came. Said he was going to have his friend take me to Georgia where my friends were. I heard him arrange the whole thing. He was agitated and he rushed me. I got out of his truck on the highway, and as another truck pulled up. When I looked at the guy in the next truck, I froze on the side of the road. He was big, about 300 pounds, and even more mean-looking. The rapist guy saw my face and said, "It's all right, he won't hurt you." I heard my voice screaming, "No, I want to stay with you, at least you won't kill me." The new trucker never said a word to me on what turned out to be a very short ride. He took me to a factory in Georgia, pulled the truck over and said, "Get out." I asked about my friends, and he said he had no idea what I was talking about. Where am I? Atlanta, Georgia. You're in Georgia. As he drove away, I realized I had left Ricky in the semi. Oh, God damn it. Fuck. I broke. I just stood there where he left me. I think I sobbed. It could be I just stood, not moving, not thinking, and not seeing anything. I may have come undone for a bit. Sometimes it's better not to move until you can. I may have simply disappeared. I do remember the rain on my face as my first memory came back, and it was of Ricky. I left Ricky. I also left the money. With the realization that I left Ricky and the fact that I had no money, I felt utterly lost. It was a dark, dismal afternoon, and I had nowhere to go. I had nowhere to go. It was the kind of nowhere to go that had my feet frozen on the ground. For the longest time, everything seemed to slip my intelligence. There was no message from my brain saying that I could actually walk. My vagina hurt. See, I don't know how many times he came back to put his penis in me. I do know that it hurt way too much. He was too big and I was too small. So this is what a cunt feels like. You know, my father never named it. Not cunt, not vagina. But now I knew the name, and the feeling behind it was very familiar. I was alone in that spot in Atlanta on a corner. I knew nothing but the place where I was standing. Who knows how long it was before I moved? Who knows if anyone noticed? For the first time ever, I didn't have any brain power to care. Is death authentic? Finally, I looked up, or I looked outside of my mind. All I could see were dirty buildings, train tracks, telephone poles with wires. There were people there, men in hard hats. I tried not to be seen by them, so I tried not to see them. I walked to the phone booth that miraculously appeared out of nowhere in front of me and called the police. I didn't know what else to do. My friends were not there. They were never there. They were never going to be there. I was standing on the edge of the world. The woman at the other end of the phone had such a deep southern drawl that I didn't understand a word she said. I started to cry so hard that I could not speak. I needed her understanding at that moment. I couldn't grasp my sanity. I had to know that she understood me or I was going to disappear for good. She caught my desperation through the phone line. She caught the energy and made a strong effort to talk slow and helped me to talk slow, which helped a bit, calmed me. I told her I was a runaway from a girls' home in Wisconsin and I wanted to turn myself in. To my horror, she said that the police wouldn't do anything for me as a runaway. There's a lot of crime in Atlanta. This is not a big deal to the authorities. Not a big deal? Maybe I'm not a big deal, but I have no sanity left to take care of me. I cannot take care of me. She asked where I was when the street sign appeared on the corner. She said, "Wait there. Do not leave the phone booth." Shit, I couldn't even have moved if I had a thought to. She took an early lunch. She came on her lunch hour and got me. You have no idea what that meant, whoever you are. You came to get me. I don't know your name, but I remember your face. I wish I knew your name. She was big and black and beautiful, and she took me to the Salvation Army.